to you, Sarah and Will.
Thank you very much, John. Do you know, he always reminds me, he's got the look of Alan Rickman, the actor Alan Rickman.
From Truly Madly Deeply?
Yes,
this
and
was
the Sheriff
guy.
of Nottingham in Robin Hood, Men in Tights, no, the wrong film.
He was dead, wasn't he, the guy in Truly Madly Deeply, as I recall?
And I never wear tights.
I'm sorry, John, you were listening.
I'm sorry, I was listening, yes.
Seen dead or alive in tights, he would not be. Welcome back, thanks,
gorgeous,
John.
by the way.
He is, he's a pin-up somewhere in Bootle or whatever. Still to come on Good Morning Summer, we chat to the lovely Jenny Agutter about her new comedy series.
And we transplant gardener Stefan Bachatsky to Ireland for a restful fishing break.
And we enjoy a powerful new number from our guest today, soulful singer Judy Cheeks. Jenny, however, is still with us. It's 25 years since she wowed a cinema audience. Wooed and wowed them. As that most capable of railway children, her highly acclaimed role in the BBC Buccaneers saga is now out on video, which I naturally will be buying. But in fact, our Jenny is checking out her smocks and corsets, I'll be there to watch, and going for something a bit more offbeat in her new comedy series with the irrepressible Mr. Alexei Sayle.
I thought you did that well.
I thought.
They seem to have landed in Russia just before the revolution, possibly just before Rasputin's enemies tried to poison him.
Oh, my God. You mean?
Exactly. What?
Oh, Jenny, what joy to see you doing comedy.
It's very silly. It's wonderful to play with someone like Alexei Sayle, but it basically wants a straight man, woman.
But you're not going to be any more, I feel, after this.
After this programme?
After this. After working
We'll never work again after this programme.
Yes. Oh, Jenny, is it nice to sit here and have a chance to say something
It's
now?
lovely to relax. I've forgotten completely what we're going to talk about. I mean, it's gone.
Oh, no. Had you planned something?
I'm just so... Yeah, how'd I know?
I'm not sure I ever knew, actually. But anyway, was that your first foray into comedy, that one?
Outside of theatre. Actually, funnily enough, I've done more comedy in theatre than in film, I think. But it's lovely to do something completely different and off the wall and what isn't expected.
Going back now, when you were Roberta and we all wanted to be you in the Railway Children, I did anyway, I was desperate to be you in the Railway Children. Had you got any feeling at the time that what a classic film that was going to turn out to be? Was there a feeling there amongst it? It was such a beautiful movie.
No, well, before starting the film, I had actually done it on television, played the role and thought, I was really in two minds as to whether I wanted to play the role again. I was actually 17 when I did it, and it was after I made Walkabout. And I thought, you know, so I wanted to do it. And Lionel Jeffries was very clear about wanting me to be in it. And I'm so glad that I did. I think he made an extraordinary film. I got a lot of attention out of it. But in fact, you know, Bernard Cribbins was extraordinary and funny in it, and Dana Sheridan was so charming, and Sally Thompson and Gary Warren. And it's beautifully shot. And it just captures, you know, people's imaginations, and it's about innocence, and I think that's why everybody just kind of loves it. I think when we were filming it, there was such good feeling that one hoped it would be. But you never know what's going to happen with a film.
But did you get tired of that sort of goody two-shoes image, and that's why perhaps you've enjoyed stepping out into comedy on screen as well as on stage?
Well, after Railway Children, there really wasn't very much in the way of films in England. I mean, that was the end of that EMI kind of load of films, and then it was completely quiet. So I went into theatre and didn't make another film anyway till Logan's Run, which is when I went to the States, and I was then 21.
When you went to the States, what determined your choice of roles, the roles that you took? Isn't it nice? Enjoyed the sun. I'm going to put my sunglasses back on.
Quickly.
Yes. Well, how did you go about choosing the roles? Because it seemed a conscious, looking at Logan's Run, American Werewolf in London, a conscious decision to go very much against that image that had been built up around
no, it really is what came up. What was the opportunity? I mean, Logan's Run came, and I remember thinking that perhaps, you know, the sci-fi film it didn't actually have a great role in it, but it was a big commercial film, and I was advised very much that it was an extremely good thing that I was lucky enough to get in it to do, and that was fun. But I mainly was talking, you know, with matte shots in the background and wandering through sewage plants. It wasn't great fun to film, really, but it was an interesting thing to do, and it was a very commercial piece, so it was good to do.
You were all trussed up in Buccaneers. Now, I only saw the one programme.
No, I was the loosest of them all.
You were, weren't you?
Yes, you were.
Typecast again, eh?
I always, when it comes into your scenes, I always felt that I could start to breathe, because, you know, we're looking at those girls in corsets, and then suddenly it would be your scene, and there you were, you floozy.
I know, and kimonos and things. It was wonderful, because they were all... I mean, it's dreadful. You can't eat lunch, you can't sit down, you can't do anything with a corset. I mean, it's just impossible.
Did you feel... I read somewhere that actually some of the guys on that film said they felt vulnerable because they were so trussed up, and they could understand why Victorian women behaved the way they did.
They felt vulnerable because the women were...
They're on high heels and they sort of didn't know where they were going to. They're tottering around.
Yes.
And that's where it all began, really, this vulnerability for women. I can't believe that for a second. Did you feel vulnerable in your next to nothing?
As I say, no, because of the kimono, I felt just a little bit easier about things.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
That would trust us.
Yes, the boys were walking
in
around
the high heels.
It did have that look about it. No, I'm sorry, but what a breath of fresh air after all that Alexei must have been.
Yes, yes.
Nice and simple.
Nice and simple. No, he's actually very, he's very quiet, and I didn't play any of those scenes with him. He was all in shots afterwards, but he was around and lovely character.
We were looking at some of your pictures earlier.
I'm a big fan of his. I think it's very funny.
Do you ever use your family as subjects for your photographs?
Well,
or again, do you leave pictures and cameras and things behind when you're relaxing with them?
No, I love taking snaps. I love taking pictures, and my son is 4 now.
We've got a picture, I think, of there he is.
Have you?
Oh,
yes. But
gorgeous.
Because we were talking about snaps earlier, I actually took that as one of a series of photographs, because to capture a moment, I think often you want to see a child in action, not just a still moment. And therefore I took 3 photographs like that, where he's climbing into boats, and it was a little while back.
Actually, in this son, it's just guesswork what it was like anyway, but
I can see, but I'm not proud. I don't mind peering and gazing.
But they're wonderful subject matter children, as long as they don't know you're taking a picture, because then it's impossible.
Yeah, they get all sort of self-confident then, and also sort of insecure about what you're doing then, don't they? They're not quite as natural.
Yeah.
Would you join us and take some phone calls with us, Jenny? I think we've got a phone call coming. We were talking earlier on about what you call your partner. No, they come straight in. I'm sorry. Have you had bad experiences with unscreened phone calls? I mean, what did you know, before you were married and in various relationships, do you call your boyfriend, your man friend, your significant other?
I think the whole point of this, trying to get away from being married, for most people, is that, you know, you ought to remember what your partner's name is. Opposed to this is my,
yes.
Have there been that many, Jenny?
What are you trying to tell us?
No, that's right. I can remember the name.
The name, you notice there, not name.
Sarah and I go just on numbers, really. OK, let's take your calls. What have you... Our first caller, we have a caller now, and who are you? Eileen.
Eileen,
Hello, Eileen
Scotland.
from Aberdeen.
Hello.
What do you call your partner?
Well, in Scotland we call them a bidey in.
Bidey in?
Yeah, like in Scotland the word for live is bide, B-I-D-E.
A bidey-in.
So it's bidey, because we add I-E on to the end of things. And you're living with them, so you're living in, so it's a bidey in.
So come bidey in with me.
Come bidey in. Meet my bidey in.
I think it works with a Scottish accent, though, doesn't it?
Do you think my buddy came from that?
Buddy? Maybe it did.
My buddy, yeah.
I wonder about that, Eileen, if the word buddy came from bidey in. Buddy.
Oh, it might have.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But at least that's got some romance attached to it. All
Yes,
the
I think
significant
it's a
other
lovely
and
word.
charter partner, which we had earlier, which is okay, but it does sound a little bit like someone you sit next to on an unscheduled flight, doesn't it? But bidey in, I like.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's nice and cosy.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And let's go to Clacton on Sea in Essex. Hi, Ray.
Hello.
Hi. What would you call your partner then?
Well, I call my partner Playmate. The reason being is because...
no Essex girl gags at this stage, OK? Let's leave that. Go on, why do you call her that then, Playmate?
Well, as children, you grow up playing together, and then through life, you carry on doing things together, whether it be in bed or out of bed or whatever.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Playmate.
So Playmate would
Bit
cover a
Arthur
lot.
Askey-ish, isn't it?
Pardon?
Hello, Playmate.
Oh,
No, you wouldn't remember, I don't suppose.
This is my playmate, yes.
Arthur Askey used to say, Playmate. Do you like
Do you like that?
Playmate?
Well, it has a different connotation if a fella says, this is my playmate, to a woman saying, this is my playmate. That's the only thing.
What a good point, it does.
Oh,
yes,
it's a shame, but...
It would sound a little bit like...
Because Sarah actually did introduce me yesterday as her plaything, but I just sort of glossed over it as fast as I could.
Well,
No,
at least it's
change
not
that now.
sexist.
It isn't sexist.
Would slave be sexist, Jenny?
It's
Well-
pity, I think.
No, I suppose not, really. You know, it depends on the slave, really.
The context as well. What's our next caller? Hello. Hello. We have another caller with another idea of what I call our partners. Helen, hi.
Hello.
Hi, Helen. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Basingstoke.
What do you call your partner then?
Oh, well, mine's my husband, but I think a nice romantic name for it would be the consort, because if you look it up in the dictionary, it says a ship sailing with another, and you can't get more romantic than 2 ships sailing along in the distance.
Oh,
Consort, my consort. And it does have a sort of royal feeling about it
Yeah,
as
the
well.
prince consort.
It's slightly regal. Consort, yes, again, that's a little more romantic. Bidey and consort, I like that. Playmate worries me A little bit.
Only because of the modern usage of it.
Yes,
I'm not sure I'd
it's
like to be
quite-
called consort, actually.
No, why?
Well, I know, it sounds like sort of what you'd call a toilet paper, isn't it? Was that...
No.
My consort.
Not
Was that
at all.
comfort? Yeah, I think just the name might do it. The name might do it. OK, Helen, I'm sorry, have I ruined everything for you there?
No, that's okay. You call your toilet paper what you want to call it.
I call this my friend when necessary, I think. OK, Helen, thanks for that.
I think Bidean's won it, don't you?
Bidean, by a short notice.
Jenny, thank you so much. And I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad that you actually got to talk
speak. I
in
can't
the end of
believe
it all.
Talk gibberish.
No, you didn't.
No, I
At
did
all.
that.
No, we make up for you that one.
Jenny, thanks.
Thank you. Well, now it's off to the Emerald Isle as we export another expert. And this time it's Stefan Bichatsky, who's taking a well-deserved break from the garden in the company of his 16-year-old son, Simon. Now, Stefan loves fishing, but doesn't get much chance to indulge his hobby because, well, we like to keep him busy in amongst the shrubs and hardy annuals. But we took pity and sent him and Simon off to County Galway in the west of Ireland.